Here Cox here. Next episode, here Cox. Transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps of comments from YouTube and DeviantArt usually that are against, comments that were basically made in response to what I said against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning, let's go back to this girl who is basically kind of deluding herself, getting herself all messed up, getting herself poisoned and mutilated to try to look more masculine and say she's not female no more, but it doesn't work because she's obviously female. Her blood will still say she's female. Obviously there will be signs of surgery, biology. That's the issue with this. When you say you're not biologically female because you had parts of your body removed, and you had unnecessary hormones pumped into your body to make yourself look more masculine, that's not right. It doesn't work. You're a female. You was always a female. You will never not be a female. So physically, you have to learn to live with that. That's how it goes. I say, as for fear, what's that? Not anymore, at least in appearance, but you're born female, so you still are, no matter how much unnatural things you do have done to your body. As for fear, it is different than cancer. Fear is a negative emotion that causes you to lie. All those boxes you checked are failed attempts to lie boxes. Go, not happy about that. Go. I say, unnatural? You frame that as entirely bad. It is. That's messing your body up. You gotta learn to live with the body you got. You can't get another one. You only damage the one you have. Stop it. What unnatural things do you do to your body? Take painkillers when you have a literally bad headache, do you? Not the same thing. Well, I'll bet Jesus didn't take painkillers for his headache. Well, no, of course, he's Jesus. God. Do you think I killed a headache? God just gave you that headache. No, he didn't. So you must learn to accept it. Not the same thing. Not at all. Okay, let's go. You see, dysphoria is not fear. Yeah, it is. 100%. If it was, I'd probably be afraid of female physical traits and girls and women being feminine and whatnot. Then why the heck did she get rid of her physical female traits? And she ain't afraid of it. She is. Okay? That's why she went through all this trouble. So she could basically hide what biological sex she is so that she can lie about it more effectively, be seen as what she believes society wants her to, basically thinks is a better person, a male, is better, a male. If she is treated as a male, then she feels she'll be treated better than she's treated as a female. But that's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. Okay? Some people do that though because they're idiots. But it's wrong. She has to learn to live. She has to learn to live what biological sex she is. She has to learn to live with that. I had to learn with that stuff too. That's how it goes. It's real life. That's reality. That's how it is. You have to learn to shed our fear of being treated badly because sometimes it's going to happen. But it's not our fault. It's other people's fault if you're thinking wrong. Continue on here. It's not fear. It totally is. And whatnot. She is. She's totally afraid of it. I'm not. I just wasn't a woman because I said I wasn't. Ignore the fact that I totally was. 100%. Born with ovaries, uterus, vulva. Ovary, uterus, and vulva. Uterus, vagina, and vulva. 100% female, considered female, a woman. So, yeah. Oh well. So I had to lie about it by covering everything up, hiding it. Done. That's it. Point blank. Period. Wrong. If I was afraid of being oppressed, I probably wouldn't put myself in a position where I face more oppression. Not really. Obviously, she feels she doesn't face as much oppression. They're doing all this crazy stuff. If she felt she faced oppression too much, if she wasn't oppressed, then she wouldn't have done that stuff. She wouldn't think she had to hide and lie. Continue on here. Also, why do I have the feeling that you people doubt you professional? Every professional you don't agree with, because when they're wrong, they're wrong. A professional can be wrong. Let's see. Let's say a transphobe has a solved problem, this math problem with a calculator. Whatever. She has a example that doesn't work. So continue on here. Next. You say that forcing yourself to pretend, say that forcing yourself to pretend to be something you're not is a lie, then why do you continue to say you're not a woman? Come on. You were born with ovaries. That is what women were born with. A headache is not the same thing as a fully functional body that you don't like. It isn't. So there you go. And someone says, because I'm not a woman, she says. Woman is a social term. You describe people whose gender identity aligns with a socially constructed, stereotypes. Stereotypes. Idea of a woman. No, it doesn't. It's actually a slang term for female. The sexually constructed idea of a woman. What is that? Certain colors, certain hair lengths, makeup, dresses and high heels. Yeah, stereotypes. Stereotypes. Jeez. Not all women are born with ovaries. Yeah, that's a deformity sometimes, yeah. All people born with ovaries are women because I say they aren't. Woman is a gender, not a sex. No, it can be used as an identity, but it's meant to be a slang term for female. On here. Before you say stereotype, gender is defined as either two sexes, male, female, especially when constructed with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. Identity. Identity. Rather than biological ones. Identity. The term also used more broadly to denote a range of identities that do not correspond to the established idea of male and female. What about intersex people who are deformed? They might have ovaries with an otherwise male body, like a little more, let's say, trunk in front. A girl with a bigger clitoris than normal. That's a clitoris. Still clitoris. A boy with smaller penis, but still testicles. Still male. Continue on here. So different people, deformed. Testicles with an otherwise female body, supposedly. You can't say that. Or both organs. Why do you say about them? They're formed. You can get that worked on. No one's denying it's functioned. No one's denying it functioned. So it was a normal female body. She destroyed it. And it functions now, too. Not really. If you don't produce estrogen, it ain't functioning right. So bad. How much time I got? Got time. Good. It ain't functioning right. Can I get it? Okay, I can get bigger. I can make it bigger. It ain't functioning now too. Not really. Yeah, no, not really. It's not that I didn't like it. She totally didn't like it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had to change. Do you want to hear? It's rather that it was not the body I belonged in. But it's the one you get, girl. So bad. It's the one you think you don't belong in. You don't like it. Get on here. Yeah, it's comfortable seeing people have body insecurities too, but I don't wish that I was taller or that I gained muscle or I looked more masculine. Yes, you do. That's why you try to do it. At least it's not part of dysphoria. I felt we had to gross out all the female, it's actually female, bits and pieces, as well as the pronouns that are truth. Let's see here. What was it? Gross out about the female bits and pieces. Those are actually female, yes. And the pronouns people use for me, I hated those. And hated them because you attached meaning to them that they did not have. That doesn't mean inferior. It means different than the male. Not inferior though. You thought it meant inferior, so you're trying to act like the male, look like the male. You can't. Don't work. Say you're the male, but it's not going to work. I know everyone hated growing up. But for trans people, it's like you enjoy your early life at least a bit because this is before things start to change and you have to learn to accept them. Sure, you have a tail. This is where this is from. I remember that. Sure, you have a tail, but you rarely even look or think about it. You shouldn't. You should definitely learn to accept your tail. Or features, basically, that you don't like. But you gotta think about it. When you do, you think everyone else secretly has a tail and wishes it was gone, but never changes it. It just puts those thoughts to the back of your head. Then, at the ripe age of 8, you start transforming into a cow. And you know that you're not a cow. Mentally you're not, but physically you aren't. Which is confusing to you, but everyone else seems to think that's normal, so you'll use the exact same excuse you did with the tail. And I say, well, that is the wrong way of thinking. You have to let your hatred based on fear. You have let your hatred based on fear to cause you to harm your body, so it looks and operates more like you want it to, so you can lie more effectively about being male. Something that you are someone born with ovaries can never be, Even if you're trying to, where am I?